to start off, you've won the Baja 1000, the Dakar Rally, Hammers, and another minute in like 5 months, I think. If you had gone back in time to like maybe a year ago and told yourself this is what you'd accomplish so soon, do you think you'd believe yourself?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I've never thought about it that way. I mean, I look at it like I have all the pieces to the puzzle to go and do it. The Polaris Razor's solid. The whole SCI team is super solid. So it's all there. It's just a matter of me pulling it together. So, um, am I surprised a little? Am I not surprised a little? So um, kind of just one of those things. I've had some good results in the Razor since I started, so it's just nice to kind of put it all together. Um, yeah, and essentially go win some big races.
Now, given your win streak and especially all these big races, do you feel any sort of like pressure going into the later races, or do you feel that you're comfortable even with higher expectations?
I feel comfortable. I mean, I think it's a good spot to be in, of being that guy. So for me, I feel comfortable being in this spot, and I enjoy it. I mean, it's something that means I'm doing something right. So um, yeah, just been enjoying my time behind the wheel recent, and just glad I can stack results with that.
Now, looking at how you did at the Mint, you were basically in front for like the entire day. But how's the course like as a whole? Like even with how dominant you are, I can't imagine it was like just another walk in the park.
Yeah, I mean, the course was definitely rough. I've raced cement in the past, so it wasn't something new. First time doing it in a Razor or UTV. So um, yeah, I mean, I had fun. Course was super fun. Normally I would say there's more rocks than there wasn't this year, so it made it for a lot faster, rougher race, which I enjoyed. It's kind of like a King of the Hammers lap race, sprint race in a way. Just obviously a lot rougher. So kind of fits my style. Obviously starting up front, everyone was behind me, so just had to get through lappers every lap, and just kind of try to set the pace for everyone.
So how different was racing the Mint in a UTV compared to a truck?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. I know, in the truck, it seemed like, you're kind of running that second session. So it does get rougher, that indeed. But also I've raced it in a 10 car. So I've raced it in that limited race and done well there. So, it's just kind of the same old Mint. Nothing new, nothing, no new course that I've never been on. So overall it was, what I would have expected the course to be. And I know it changes year by year, but for the most part, it was the same, and kind of always enjoyed racing there. Always had good results, whether no matter what it be. So it was fun to get another good result.
Now, besides Max and Caden, what's it like working with the other drivers on the team, like your old co-driver Ethan Groom at the Mins, or like Dylan Schmoke, or even Bryce Menzies at the Hammers?
Yeah, I mean it's cool. Ethan, he rode with me my first full year racing my Razor, so he rode with me all year. I've known him for a long time. His dad has been a big sponsor for me growing up. So it's cool to see him driving. Same with Dylan, kind of known Dylan for a while, so it's cool seeing him around. And Justin Morgan, kind of never really knew him till this whole thing. So it's fun getting to know those guys, and trying to help them however which way I can, and as a whole, just hopefully everyone have good results.
So going a little further back, How different or similar even was racing Dakar compared to what you're used to in the desert?
Yeah, I mean Dakar's its own beast. It's hard to explain Dakar, to how it is, but it yeah, it's just a totally different format of racing. I mean, just the course in general of knowing where you're going. Here at home we have a trail, probably been around the course once before, or you have the opportunity to go around it. So just that alone is a huge difference of road book racing. Something that I've never done, and yeah, it's just we conquered a lot of miles, every day. Throughout those 2 weeks, we covered a lot of ground. So probably more in those 2 weeks than I do in 2 years of racing here in the U.S. So a lot of racing, a lot of driving, and I think that's what makes it fun. And it's just, it's a complete challenge just to get to the finish line, let alone do any good.
Now, I remember last year you had said that the thing that you were looking forward to the most at Dakar was the adventure. So would you say it like lived up to your hype?
Yeah, I would say it would. I always kind of followed along, and yeah, it kind of seemed long, and I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad. I mean, there's some road sections and whatnot. But it definitely was way longer than I thought. The first week felt like it took 2 months just to get through the first week. But after that, the days clicked through pretty quick. We were doing good and obviously getting close to the finish line. So yeah, it's everything I expected. It was cool just to kind of see all the other teams there trying to compete. All the people. I mean, the support side of stuff and mechanics and stuff is gnarly. So it's cool to, it's very cool to go and experience that.
And I believe you're the fourth American to win a Dakar, and you got some pretty good companies here like Ricky Brabec, Casey Curry, Austin Jones. How did it feel to how did it feel getting to not only represent the U.S. on such a big stage, but to also win while doing so?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. You kind of look at, that side of things of the fact that you're, one of a few Americans that are racing, and then yeah, as we won it, I think Max said something like, it's wild. We're the only Americans bringing home, a number one trophy this year, which is cool. It's really cool to kind of look at it in that aspect of things. And um, I know my little town I'm from, El Centro, was super proud of me and Max. They gave us a certificate, a recognition certificate. So it's just kind of cool seeing the support on that side of things, and obviously looking at the bigger picture and who you're representing, and as players as an American brand, and to have American driver and co-driver, it was big for them. So it was cool all around representing.
Now, even though rally isn't exactly the same as desert or rock racing, was there anything you picked up from or learned from Dakar that you felt you were able to apply to hammers or the mint?
No, no, not really. I mean, it's um, our cars are slower there, so I wouldn't say it made me a better driver or anything. Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. It was good, just kind of obviously just trying to push the car every day to its limits and enough to stay up front. But also, I mean, back here we race a lot faster cars. Top speeds are a lot higher. Everything's a lot higher. So, kind of going there it was like going to a K1 track, essentially. After you got in trouble and they turn your cart down and you're going slow. But I mean, they still obviously go really good, but just kind of comparing apples to apples.
Now, obviously, your focus now is going to be on score, but could we possibly see you run it back at Dakar next year or in the future?
Yeah, I'm not fully positive on it, on future Dakar stuff, but it's definitely top of my agenda. It's something that I want to go back and do, and yeah, it's just a matter of trying to put everything together and hopefully be able to go do that. And if I could go do more rally races, that would be cool, along with racing here in the U.S.
And I guess to kind of talk about Polaris in general, like obviously they've been killing it with you and the team. Can-Am got their thing with the Maverick car, and then you also got like Honda, Speed UTV, and even Kawasaki. What are your thoughts on how UTV racing has grown lately?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely the place and class to go race. It's fun having the different manufacturers battling it out. It makes it a lot of fun, and then yeah, I mean competition is competition, and there's a lot of people racing the class or all the UTV classes, and they're all fairly competitive. So it's cool to see how far Polaris and Razor have came, especially with these new race cars. And yeah, I mean anyone can go buy my same exact race car and go race against me or go beat me. So that part's kind of cool. I mean I'm saying that now, but till I get beat by one, it'll probably be different. But overall, I mean I would say the competition is probably one of the most stacked classes that I've ever raced in, especially in the desert. So it's it's cool, and it's cool just to try to go and develop a car every time we're out there and make the Polaris Razor the best Polaris Razor it could be.
Now, obviously during the mint, you went up against a bunch of class 10s as well, and then Max, I think at the 1000, you raced in class 1. What are your thoughts kind of on how UTVs have sort of like been keeping pace and even surpassing those other classes?
Yeah, I mean the ball 1000. I think I don't know. I guess I should know this, but Aaron will correct me. I think I got 7th overall, which
Yeah.
that's that shows a lot of where these cars are nowadays. And um some of the races we start behind a lot of slower classes, or behind classes that I think were faster than nowadays. So we waste a lot of time trying to pick through the classes and whatnot. So I'd be curious just to hopefully maybe at some point I get the opportunity to try to go race under class 1 or um something like that, just to I just want to go out there and show people how fast these Polaris races are, and yeah, try to go compete for things that people think is impossible.
So, looking at to next month, I'm sure you've seen the course for San Felipe that dropped a few days ago. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I haven't looked at it too much. I think it'll be fun. It seems like we're gonna run pretty much every San Felipe wash that there is. So yeah, looking forward to it. I don't really look at it too much ahead of time. It's just more so some play the cards that I'm dealt with once I'm there and see how the track is, and yeah, just kind of take off the start line and yeah, try to do what we need to do and hopefully have a good day.
So, you won the UTV Open title last year, but I think it was like just 1 point. Even with how close that was, how confident are you that you can win it for a third year in a row?
Yeah, I mean it's always good to win the championship. My first 2 years I was able to do it, but for me it's just gonna be just go race by race, and if I do everything right along the way there, then maybe there's a good chance of winning it. But for me it's just gonna be, yeah, just going race by race, trying to do the best I can do, and hope everything works out. And if it all works out to plan, then hopefully we're able to compete for that again.